Imagine if you had 100,000 on the 1st of July and you are wondering where to invest the money. Here is a comparison for you to just see where you can consider investing the money come August. Perhaps July is past, but August is here with us. And if you have a certain amount that you're wondering where to invest, this video is for you. Looking at different aspects, perhaps you want to grow your emergency fund further, or you want to grow your wealth, or you want stability. We are going to look at different ways that you would have invested the funds and the returns that you would have gotten, say in June. As always, we know that it does not guarantee that you get the same returns, but at least it gives you a guideline as to somehow what to expect, either higher or lower. We shall be having monthly money files just to see which investments are giving returns that are worth investing in them. Hello good people, hope you're doing well. Jessie is my name and this is the Money and Growth Circle, where we are working towards financial peace and ultimately financial freedom. If this is your kind of content, make sure you're subscribed and turn on the notification bell so that every time we have a new upload, you will be notified. Let's get to the video. Let's look at the first and the basic investment, money market fund, giving you an average of 8 to 11%. If you invested 100,000 for 1 month, that is about 0.7% per month, which means your 100,000 would give you 700 shillings. A money market is low risk, very liquid, it's predictable, it's perfect for short-term goals, but it is not designed to make you rich. The next option we're looking at is Treasury Bills. It gives you approximately 8 to 11% again, which means it's about 0.7% per month, which would have given you 700 shillings. It is low risk, steady, reliable, and it is government backed. The next option is the Nairobi Securities Exchange in stocks. In a previous episode, we reviewed 8 stocks, but in that case, we looked at if you had 100 shares. So in this case, we are going to look at 50 shares to be able to accommodate the amount that you have, that is 100,000 plus the charges that you may have incurred to acquire the stock. So if you bought 60 shares of 8 of the stocks that I talked about in the previous episode, that is BAT, assuming you bought at 520, Stanbic you bought at 286, Kakuzi you bought at 455, Diamond Trust Bank you bought at 139, Car and General you bought at 82, CIC Insurance you bought at 2 shillings and 36 cents, KPLC at 7 shillings and 65 cents, NCBA at 77.5. Okay, so which means you would have bought the shares at about 94,000, then add the statutory charges to make it maybe 100 thereabout. It means if you invested the 100,000, you could still have experienced 7% growth on your investment. Okay, so that's another investment you can look at. Okay, which means if you look at the growth in terms of percentage, it means your net worth has grown by 7%, which is 107,000. As you can see, the power of diversification when it comes to the Nairobi Securities Exchange or any stocks is what matters. Next opportunity was special funds. As we have done the reviews in 2 or 3 previous videos, they're ranging from 18% to over 20%. The last we did, the highest was 23%. Okay, so this is another jackpot that you would explore. However, for 100,000, you have limited options. So when it comes to the returns for the special funds, we look at the two options that require a minimum investment of 100,000. That is Kuza Momentum Special Fund and Avocap Multi-Asset Strategy Special Fund. Those are the only ones. The other ones are Sharia compliant. So for Kuza Momentum, the return to date was 6.16. So if it is estimated for the month, then you'd make approximately 500 shillings. When it comes to Avocap, they actually give their reports on a monthly basis. So for the month of June, it was negative 1.9%. But like I have said here time and time again, the current performance does not always guarantee the future performance or does not always dictate the future performance. For instance, for Avocap, in April, it was double digit at 14.01. In May, it was also double digit, 15.24%, and negative 1.9% for June. And year to date is 23.79. So you can imagine, year to date for Kuza is about 18%. So don't judge based on one performance. You need to evaluate and you need to understand how it works. You'll find some good quarters, some challenging quarters, and also understand their investment strategy so that you know what to expect when it comes to the risk and the volatility. The next one we're going to look at is the biggest loser. If you put 100,000 under your mattress, you're the biggest loser this month. Why? Because it's not only losing through inflation, but you're just sitting on it and not making it make money for you. With 100,000, you can make something. No matter how little, it's better than nothing. Remember, the goal is to get more than the inflation rate. But at least, even if you're at par with inflation, it's better than just putting it under the mattress. What do we learn from July? If you put 100,000 under your mattress, you still have 100,000. In a money market fund, you have 700 extra. In the stock market, you have 7,000. In the special funds, you have more than 2,000 extra. In Treasury Bills, you have around 700 extra. So one way or the other, whichever option that you chose gave you something at the end of the day. But remember, not every investment serves the same purpose. Emergency fund should not be chasing stocks in the stock market. Retirement money should not be sitting in your current account. Smart investors don't ask which investment pays the highest return. They ask which investment matches my goal. In the second half, don't wait to strategize for the new year. Look at it from the perspective of if you start saving 10,000 today, you will have 50,000 by the end of the year plus accumulated interest. If you start saving 500 today, you'll have 2,500 by the end of the year. So you cannot be the same if you take action today. The funds you will accumulate right now will not make you rich, but it will help you create a habit towards making you rich. People become financially independent by consistently investing and not waiting for the perfect moment. So the challenge for this month for all of us is, before August begins, calculate how much you earned this month, how much did you save, how much you invested. If your investment is zero or your saving is zero, start in August. 100 shillings 500 shillings, that is a start. Not starting is the problem, but the moment you start and you start accumulating, the numbers give you motivation to keep doing it and to stay consistent. I'd love to know in the comment section, if someone gave you 100,000 today, what would you do with it? What would you invest? In a money market, special fund, stock, treasury bills, or somewhere else? Let's engage in the comment and let me know why you would choose that option. Remember, the most important investigation or assessment is not about the investment, the stock market, the special funds, the money market, and all those. It is an analysis or investigating your own finances to be able to understand where you are and where you want to go. If you're there and you're wondering whether your investments align with your goals, your portfolio is balanced, your budget is supporting the life you want, and you don't have answers to these questions, let's engage and investigate together by booking a session. Use the link down below. This time I'll make sure I link it. In a previous video, I forgot to link it. And together, we are going to diagnose your finances and come up with a solution that works. We will identify the opportunities and create a clear roadmap to help you achieve your goals. This is towards making money moves one at a time. And I said, before you consider booking that session, you must be ready to make sacrifices, to delay gratification, so that you delay today and celebrate it tomorrow. Because the biggest challenge I've had with my previous sessions is that someone is willing to get better, but they're not willing to make sacrifices to get better with their finances. I will say this again. People call me stingy when I tell you you have to be a bit firm, but sometimes you need to be stingy until you can comfortably afford that thing that you desire. And the only way you can do that is when you become financially independent. Okay, in case you have any other comments or feedback about today's episode, let me know in the comment section, or any subsequent proposed topics that you would want us to discuss. As always, I love your feedback and your participation as we come up with these episodes. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. If you're new, kindly consider subscribing. If you're returning, thank you so much for always coming back to watch our videos. See you on the next one. Bye.